Hello students, how are you? Okay, fine. You are very good. Okay. So this is the second part of this chapter. Okay, so I was teaching you about the fundamental rights, okay, of the Indian citizen, and there are total six rights: that right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, and right to constitutional remedies. And out of this right, I taught you five rights: that right to constitutional, sorry, four right, and the cultural and educational right, and the sixth right to constitutional remedy was left. Today I am going to teach you these two rights and the other left, whatever about this subject, about the fundamental duties and the directive principle of state policy. Okay, so here is the fifth right: cultural and educational right. That's right, cultural and the educational right. So people of various religion, various language and cultures live in India. In India, India is a secular country, and in India just not only the one caste, creed, color, language, religion people are living. There are different castes, religion, language and cultures peoples are living in India. That is why we also have studied about that. We are living in the country unity in diversity. Then also we are equal. हमसे भी एक है. We all the acts, laws, all are implemented on all over the same equally. Okay. The people of India have a right to preserve their language, script, culture, identity, and ethnicity. यानी कि इंडिया में रहने वाले लोग हैं, they can preserve वो अपनी लैंग्वेज, शास्त्र, कल्चरल आइडेंटिटी, सांस्कृतिक, अपनी जो संस्कृति की जो पहचान है, ethnicity and educational institutions which rely on the government grant cannot, and ethnicity, okay, उनकी जो मान्यता है, भावनाएं हैं, they all can preserve this, ये उनको संभाल कर रख सकते हैं. They can also practice according to this. Any educational institution which rely on government grant cannot deny admission on the grounds of religion, caste, creed, language or any other reason. यानी कि अगर कोई एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन है और उसको अगर गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ग्रांट मिल रही है, they got the fund from the government, okay, so granted school, these schools can't deny admissions on the grounds of, okay, on the politics of there is a minority school, so they only give admission to their respective religious or the caste students only. No, they can't do this. Okay, they cannot deny to the religious, caste, creed, language or any other reason. So this is the also equality, cultural and educational also. So we have right to preserve our culture and we have right to get education. If any individual appeal to vote on the ground of religion, okay, and if any individual also vote or the appeal to the people, okay, I am belongs to the Muslim community, so please all the Muslim give me vote. Any other candidate who appeal, I am belongs to the Patel community, so please all Patel give me votes. No. If any candidate or any individual person who participate in the election, if he or she appeal to vote on the ground of religion, caste or language, then it's considered as a malpractice. गैर रीति भ्रष्टाचार उसको कहा जाएगा. It is not according to norms which are declared by the election commission, and this is malpractice act as per 123 apply 3. Okay, any of the state can frame a law and provide the right to its citizen to form and manage any of the constitutional educational institute based on culture or linguistic minority. The governments, the states also can frame the laws, and they also provide right to citizen to form and manage any of the educational institution, okay, which is based on the culture or the linguistic minority. Okay, the people who are in the minority, you understand the minority, like Gujarat. So in the Gujarat there is a Hindu peoples are more, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Isai, Jain, Parsi, both they are less in number than the Hindus. So Hindus are in the Gujarat, they are in the majority, while other religious people are in the minority, as it is Punjab. So in the Punjab there the Sikh people are more, Sikh religious people, okay, and Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Isai, Jain, both Parsi, they are in the less number. So there is a Sikh are in the majority, Hindus are in the minority. As it is, we also can take another part that had UP, Kashmir, and all. Okay, so in these states, there are Muslim in the majority, and other religions peoples are in the minority. Okay, so this is the also that minority, that linguistic, they can also form their educational institution. Okay, Lagumati minority school, minority hospital, they also can, minority colleges. The state shall not discriminate the giving educational grant or educational scholarship from the state fund to any of the linguistic or religious minority institute. यानी कि जो माइनॉरिटी इंस्टीट्यूट है, तो स्टेट उनको मना नहीं कर सकती स्कॉलरशिप्स और फंड देने के लिए. Okay, on the basis of the linguistic, the language, which language they are speaking, or the religious. Okay, if the state desire to take over, confiscate the property of minority institution, then it can do so only after giving proper return. Okay, if the state want to desire to take over or the confiscate means को जब्त करना, अपने कब्जे में लेना. Okay, governments want to desire to take over any property of the minority, so government also should have to give them proper return. उनको they have to give them money or any other land they have to provide them. In this way, important provisions in the context of education institution have been made in the constitution, and according to this, the important provisions in the context of education, यानी कि education के लगते there are provisions दिए गए हैं in the institution, and that is provisions are made in our constitution for the minority people. Number 6 right is the right to constitutional remedies. So this is also the very important right, and according to this right that we can say that our constitution is alive, means by this right we can make some changes, हम उसमें कुछ चेंज ला सकते हैं. Okay, there is also some processing for this. Without any individual person cannot be changed our constitutions, its norms and the act. Let us see that what is the right to constitutional remedies. No matter how many laws are framed or how many provisions are made for the fundamental right, if these are not implemented well, चाहे कितने भी लॉज, कायदे, नॉर्म्स बना दिए जाए, बट जब तक उसको सही तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया जा सकता, तो दैट ऑल द लॉज एंड एक्ट आर यूजलेस, देन देयर रिमेन्स नो मीनिंग इन सच फ्रीडम और राइट. और फिर उनके होने या ना होने से कोई फ़ायदा है ही नहीं. It is no meaning of the freedom or the rights. Therefore, a provision has been made in the constitution for the implementation of this right and under it. Now, just before 1 week that the UP government has declared that more than 60 or 40 acts are there. Okay, so they will be removed because these all acts are useless. कहीं भी वो लागू ही नहीं पड़ते, they are not implemented and they are not useful for the people. Okay, so this is right to constitutional remedies. So provision has been made that consider for the implementation of this right, and under it a writ on in the Supreme Court can be made for the violation of fundamental rights. If government frame the law belongs to any individual caste, creed, okay, and for the welfare of any sect, an individual sect और एन इंडिविजुअल पर्सन, किसी एक ही इंसान, किसी एक ही संप्रदाय को विकास हो, उनका डेवलपमेंट हो, उसके लिए अगर कोई एक्ट बनाया है, सो दिस इज राइट वायलेशंस ऑफ द राइट टू इक्वालिटी. Okay, and if there is a violation of any right, so that any person, any NGOs, any social worker, okay, lawyer, they can make a writ in the Supreme Court for the violation of the fundamental right. This right has been accepted as the right to constitutional remedies. The Supreme Court play an important role in the protecting the fundamental right. अगर हमारा fundamental, if our fundamental rights are violated, then we can read यानी कि हम लिख के सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एप्लीकेशन दे सकते. इट इज कॉल्ड रीट. ओके, it is also that can be said that PIL, public interest litigation, PIL also. May you hope you know that you have studied about in the 8th standard or in the 7th standard also about the PIL, about the court and Supreme Court. Okay, this is the PIL also for the useful for the poor people. Okay, let us see. The Supreme Court play an important role in the protecting of the fundamental rights, and for these, if the court find it necessary, then it can give orders, instruction or decree. The apex court is vested with the powers given by the Constitution, and the apex court, the Supreme Court of our country, okay, is a very large, and it is given that to very big much power, more than the any another body. Okay, so that is the why, so that if that the court found the guilty any administrative officers or the any executive, okay, so they can give order, instruction or the decrees, okay, and they have to act according to this. और उनको भी इस तरह से काम करना पड़ेगा. Okay, like in the previous 7th or 8th standard that you have studied about the one road was not constructed and there was so much water was flowing on the roads. Okay, so there was a peoples who filed the case in the taluka panchayat, then taluka panchayat was not given that satisfied answer, then this case went to the district court. Okay, from the district court also they were not satisfied, then this court went to the Supreme Court, state court, then the Supreme Court. And then the end the Supreme Court give the satisfaction answer, and also after the Supreme Court no one can, that is the last judgment which is given by the Supreme Court, वो सबको मानना ही पड़ेगा. After this no any other can, we cannot file the case against that judgment which is given by the Supreme Court. Okay, so that is the why that apex court has given the vested with the powers given by the Constitution. Nobody can oppose it, यानी कि जो भी जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया उसको कोई अपोज नहीं कर सकता, नाइदर इवन प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑल्सो. ओके, इफ एनी पर्सन पुट्स अ कंप्लेंट अगेंस्ट एनी स्टेट फॉर द वायलेशन ऑफ एनी फंडामेंटल राइट, देन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट कैन एक्सरसाइज इट्स राइट. अगर कोई इंसान, ओके, इफ एनी पर्सन विल पुट द कंप्लेंट against state for the violation of any fundamental rights, there are many of the fundamental rights are violated by the government also, right to equality, right to freedom. Okay, so that is the why if any right is violated by the state, then also that person has given the complaint against the state, so that court can exercise its right. यानी कि उस right के लिए that court can do exercise. Okay, and also court also can play a presiding, and there is a also hearing in the court about the violation of that right. Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, He was the head of the drafting committee of the Constitution Assembly. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has considered this right as soul of the constitution. उसको ऐसा मानते थे कि जो राइट है वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की आत्मा है, soul of the constitution. The parliament can hand over the power of given such as order to any of the court. If the state legislative assembly frame any law which violate the fundamental right or not in a congruence of it, then the Supreme Court can stop the state. The parliament can hand over the powers of given such as order any of the court. And parliament has also the power. Okay, he can hand over the power to the giving such as order to any other court. If the state legislative assembly, the assembly who frame the laws, if any law is framed by this state legislative assembly, okay, and if that law violate the fundamental rights, okay, so then the Supreme Court can stop the state to implement that law. यानी कि वो जो लॉ है, व्हाट इज द नॉर्म्स मेड बाय द लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, उसको रोकने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑर्डर कर सकती है. Thus, this right provide an opportunity to any of the citizen to approach court for the violation of fundamental rights. Okay, so for the fundamental rights are violated, so for that individual people who are affected because of this right, so they can approach the court, यानी कि वो कोर्ट में जा सकते हैं, and they can read or they can do PIL, they can file against the state, okay, about their violation of the fundamental right. The constitution provides the fundamental right to the Indian citizen. These rights are given against the government, center and the state. The constitution provides the fundamental right to the Indian citizen, and these rights are given against the government, center and the state. The fundamental rights are applicable to all its citizens all the times, but can be suspended during the time of emergency. No state can form any law which take away the fundamental right of this citizen. So that constitution provide fundamental right to all the Indian citizen, यानी कि जो हमारे जो मूलभूत हक है, अधिकार है, वो इंडिया में रहने वाले सभी, every single citizen will get the benefit of this right. All have to enjoy this right, and these rights are given against the government. Okay, यानी कि गवर्नमेंट है वो इस राइट्स को वायलेट नहीं कर सकते. Okay, even government also cannot be, rights are given against the government. गवर्नमेंट्स के पास जो राइट्स है, that is the rights are given to the people of the citizen, that right to equality, right to freedom of speech, यानी कि वो गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट भी बोल सकते हैं according to right to speech. Okay, if it is the center government or the state government, if that governments are not working according to the constitutional function way, okay, so then people can raise their voice against the government according to constitutional way. Okay, so these are the our fundamental rights are over. Now our fundamental duties. So here are the duties are given. So if we have the some rights, अगर हम कुछ enjoy कर सकते हैं, so then also we have some responsibilities also. If we are eating at the home, अगर हम घर में खाना खाते हैं, so there is also a responsibility. So while we are eating, so that time we have to make sure that we cannot spread the all the bites of the grains or the rice or any other curry or any other things on the floor. So we have to make sure our house clean as it is while we are in the house. Okay, so there is not only we, there is also grandfather, grandmother. Okay, so that time while the grandfather and grandmother they are sleeping, so that time we cannot play the music instrument on its high volume. They have right to sleep. Okay, so as it is in the house we are doing our duties toward our family, so as it is we have also our fundamental duties toward our country. हमारे देश के प्रति भी हमारी कुछ ड्यूटीज़ है, हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ है. Now let us see what type of duties we have to follow for our country, and what type of duties we have to functions toward the country. So while I am going to teach you, I want to say two lines. Don't think what country did for you. Don't think what country did for you. Think what you did for country. यानी कि ये मत सोचो कि देश ने आपके लिए क्या किया, बट ये सोचो कि आपने देश के लिए क्या किया. And these lines are complete that can be applicable for these fundamental duties. Now let us start. The people of India were more aware of their rights and duties since ancient time. We are more aware, but I don't think so that you are the features of the Indian citizen. But I don't, if I am 100% correct or the 99.9999 correct, so no one have read our fundamental rights from the first second 3 pages that are written. Who has read? Okay, if anyone has read that rights fundamental duties, so please you can comment in section, sir, I have read this. And if you haven't read, so don't write. So what that means, we are not aware of our fundamental duties. Yes or no? Are you aware? No. Okay, so in which section these are given? In the 51A. Our fundamental duties are given in the 51A. Okay, so just as the citizen are given various fundamental rights, various fundamental duties were incorporated by the Constitutional Amendment 1976. There was an amendment in our constitution. That time some rights were added, some words were added, and some changes have been made in our constitution in 1976. So as a citizen that we given this fundamental rights, that what is fundamental duties also were incorporated by constitutional amendment in 1976. The fundamental duties aim to inculcate love for nation's integrity, various high ideals and value awareness among the citizen. So in the fundamental duties that we have to show our love toward the country, nation's national integrity, यानी कि हमारे जो देश की अखंडता है उसको बरकरार रखना है. वॉरियस हाई आइडियल्स, जो हमारे आदर्श है, उच्च विचार है. वर्स अवेयरनेस अमॉन्ग इट्स सिटीजन, और हमारे जो देश के नागरिक है उनके प्रति उनके जो वैल्यूज है, उनके मूल्य है, उसको भी हमें बरकरार रखना है. So these are the duties, these are the aims of the fundamental duties. So thereby helping in developing the nation, every citizen of India should contribute toward the protection of nation's unity, इंटीग्रिटी एंड द सोवरेनिटी. यानी कि देश के हर नागरिक को हमारे देश की एकता, अखंडता और सार्वभौम के लिए हमेशा अपना कर्तव्य निभाना है. सो देयर रिमेन्स पीस, सिक्योरिटी, communal harmony and accord. The fundamental duties are given in the first page of textbook. There is written. Now hope you will see today and you will read one time. Okay, in that next slide also that you will see, I will teach you about the which are the fundamental duties. Okay, so the aim of this fundamental duties to make peace, security, communal harmony, यानी कि community, that unity of the community, different community, between the different community, caste, creeds. Okay, so these are the words to make aim, peace, security and communal harmony. So here are our fundamental duties. First is To abide by the constitution and respect its idol and institution, the national flag and national anthem. Hope all of you know our national anthem is the Jana Gana Mana. Who wrote this national anthem? If you know the answer, who wrote our national anthem, who composed our national anthem, please answer me in the comment section. Okay, we should abide by the constitution and we have to respect its idol. यानी कि हमारे बंधारण हमारे constitution के जो ideals है उसकी हमें respect करनी है. Institution, which institution? Court, Vidhan Sabha, Legislative Assembly, Parliament. Okay, these are the institutions we have to respect them. Our national flag, tricolor, orange, white, green. National anthem, Jana Gana Mana. To cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom. And we have to cherish and follow the noble ideals, हमारे जो आदर्श है, which ideals, by which ideals we got the freedom from the Britishers, and also national struggle for freedom, and which are inspired to नेशनल स्ट्रगल फॉर फ्रीडम, यानी कि हमारे देश की आज़ादी के लिए जो हमें इंस्पायर करते हैं, वी हैव टू फॉलो दैट आइडियल्स. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. We should have to protect, हमें उसको बचाना है, उसका रक्षण करना है, उसको बरकरार रखना है. Sovereignty, अखंडता, unity, एकता, and integrity, गौरव, अभिमान toward the our nation. This we have to protect. Number 4, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Means whenever our country need us, that time we should have to ready for the nation. Like in now during this time, that country need our help. Okay, the way you can help to the country by wearing a mask whenever you are going in the market, in the public places, you have to use the sanitizer. If you find any type of the symptoms in any person, you can also advise them about to go to the hospital. So these are as it is during the emergency, we also can help our country by wealth, by armed force, and by the treasury also. Number 5, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all people of India, transcending religious. इंडिया में रहने वाले, भारत में रहने वाले जितने भी लोग हैं, जितने भी धर्म के लोग हैं, सभी के बीच में भाईचारे की भावना हमें जगाना है. Religious, धर्म के different religious people also are living there. Linguistic, that people are speaking different languages. Regional. India is the federal country. That is, India is not just only the one whole country, but it is a union of the different states. So there are the regional diversity also that we can see. Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, UP, Bengal. We can see this diversity. There is also language also different. So we also can the regional diversity, but then also we should have to unite our sectional diversities to renounce practice and the derogatory of to the dignity of women. महिला है, उनका जो अपमान हो रहा था, that we should have to completely ban. We should have to stop it. और हमें उनको एक प्रतिष्ठा, उनको इज्जत मान देना चाहिए. We renounce the practice of derogatory, यानी कि उनको जो अपमानित किया जाता था, that should be not good for our country. Instead of we have to dignity of women, यानी कि स्त्री प्रतिष्ठा वो हमें बढ़ानी चाहिए. We have to respect to the women. That is the means. Number 6, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Our culture, it is also a responsibility to preserve, और हम उसकी जो वैल्यू है उसका हमें मूल्य समझना जरूरी है. Cultures are that also that we can say that different ancient monuments, Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, temples also are there, many of that, Surya Mandir. Okay, so we should have to preserve them. 7, to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have composition for living creatures. And also we have to protect and improve the natural environment. जो पर्यावरण है हमें उसकी रक्षा भी करनी है और उसको चेंज भी करना है बाय प्लांटिंग मोर ट्रीज, मोर प्लांट, okay, in the forest. We also have to make sure that water resources we should make clean them. Okay, while we found there is plastics all are that littering on the ground, so pick it up and throw in the dustbin. Okay, as well as we also have to show our compassion for the living creatures, यानी कि जो जीव जंतु प्राणी हैं उनके प्रति हमें सद्भावना होनी चाहिए. Not to while we see the dogs and then we pick up the stone and throw at the dog. No, that is a very merciful. Number 8, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry and reform. We should have to think scientifically, not to think the orthodox. And also humanism, मानवता की दृष्टि से, and spirit of inquiry and the reform, और हमें कुछ नया करने की जिज्ञासा होनी चाहिए. And also make a reforms. Number 9, to safeguard public property and observe violence. The public properties that we can say hospitals, school, colleges, taluka panchayat, gram panchayat, district panchayat, okay, post office, court. These are the public property and we should have not to destroy them. We have to safeguard, हमें उसका रक्षण करना है, उसको बचाना है. And also we should observe violence, हमें हिंसा से हमें दूर रहना है. Number 10, to strive toward excellence in all sphere of individual and the collective activity so that the nation constantly rise to higher level of endeavor and achievement. And if we do our work by excellence in any field we are, किसी भी अगर फील्ड में होगी बट हमारा काम हम बहुत ही एक्सीलेंसी से करेंगे. इंडिविजुअल एंड कलेक्टिव एक्टिविटीज़, अगर हम अकेले होगी तो या किसी लोगों के साथ में ग्रुप में काम करेंगे तो भी वी विल डू आवर वर्क वेरी एक्सीलेंसी सो दैट द नेशन कंस्टेंटली राइज टू द हायर लेवल्स. उससे अगर लोगों से इस काम से ही दैट नेशन विल बी राइज टू द हायर लेवल्स एंड इंडेवर एंड अचीवमेंट. और जो उसको ये जो डेवलपमेंट जो हासिल करना है दैट वे वी कैन अचीव इट. Who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education in his child, or as the case may be, wards between the age of 6 and 14 years. There is also duty of the parents. They have to provide the opportunities of the education to his or child, or as the case may be, ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. There is also the amendments made by the government in the constitutions for the age of the 6 to 14 years. There is a free and the compulsory education. 6 January is celebrated as a fundamental duties day in India. देखिए हमारे देश में 6 January is celebrated as a fundamental duties day in India. Fundamental duties day is also separate and human rights also are different. So all these duties, some duties are backed by the law. So these are our duties and some duties are backed by law, यानी कि उसको कानून का सपोर्ट है. Okay, like these all are the duties. Okay, and from these duties if you will violate, if you will not show the compassion toward the animal and you will hit them or kill them and you injure them, then you will get punished. It is an offense, punishable offense. It also can be the crime, किसी एनिमल को हर्ट करना. to kill or hunt. Okay, so some duties, if violated by us, so then it become the crime. अगर कुछ फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज है, अगर हम उसको वायलेट करते हैं, अगर हम उसको ओबे नहीं करते, तो वो गुनाह बनता है. ओके, द पर्सन वायलेटिंग इट कैन बी सेंटेंस. ओके, और जो इसका उल्लंघन करेगा ड्यूटीज़ का, ओके, इट कैन बी सेंटेंस, यानी कि उसको सजा दी जाएगी. लाइक अ टीचर शुड मेक अफर्ट सो दैट द स्टूडेंट्स फॉलो द ड्यूटीज एंड दे बिकम अवेयर एंड consistis constitutions. Okay, so all students you should have to become aware and conscientious. It is our duty and responsibility to follow all our fundamental duties. As citizens should see various social evils and custom prevail in the society should be eradicated, like untouchability, druggery, child labor, women exploitation, dowry, female foeticide, ill custom, superstitions. Okay, superstition. Okay, it is also a responsibility toward our nation, that which are the social evils and the customs are prevailing in the society. यानी कि हमारे समाज में जो कुरिवाज है, जो रिवाज रीति रिवाज है, दैट शुड बी इरिडेक्टेड, यानी कि उसको नाबूद करना है हमारी सोसाइटी में से. लाइक अनटचेबिलिटी, अस्पृश्यता, आबड़सीट मीन्स इफ दैट अपर क्लास एनी लोअर कास्ट पर्सन टच टू द अपर क्लास पर्सन, सो दैट अपर कास्ट पीपल विल बिकम द अनहोली, अपवित्र हो जाएगा, एंड ही विल गो सडनली फॉर द बाथ. This is not good. Untouchability. Why one human touched the another human and he became the dirty? Is it? I don't think so. Then the druggery. People are addicted by different types of the drugs. And also that many of the chemists, they are practice with expired date drugs. Drugs means medicine. And drugs, another meanings also there is a drugs means which is the addicted people are used. Child labor. Okay, बच्चों को मजदूरी कराना. Women exploitation, स्त्री शोषण. Okay, there is also women and the men both are working in the same company, so men are paid more than women. यानी कि women को कम सैलरी दी जाएगी और men को ज़्यादा सैलरी दी जाएगी. So this is also exploitation. Dowry, दहेज. Okay, female foeticide, स्त्री भ्रूण हत्या. Okay, during the there is observations. Okay, abortion, it is called the also abortion. Okay, by the sonography that parents know that who is the child, is he or the she. If they found there is a she, the child will be she, so they are doing that abortion. Female foeticide, यानी कि उसको माता के पेट में उसको मार डालना. इट इज कॉल्ड द अबॉर्शन. फीमेल फोर्टिसाइड, स्त्री भ्रूण हत्या. इल कस्टम्स, क्रूर रीति रिवाज. सुपरस्टिशंस, अंधश्रद्धा, वहम. दिस ऑल आर द सोशल इविल एंड द कस्टम प्रिवेल इन आवर सोसाइटी. वी टूवर्ड द हेल्प ऑफ विथ अदर्स एंड वी हैव टू मेक अवेयर अदर they are not good for our society and they hinders our development too. These duties are directive in the conveying us that what a sensible and our citizen must do. If citizens propagate the importance and the utilization of fundamental duties, then future citizens develop the feeling of national responsibility, international brotherhood, just and exploitation-free society. If all citizens will become the aware toward their duties, okay, and they become the sensible and aware citizen, they should must do. And if citizens propagate the importance and the utilization of fundamental duties, यानी कि अगर सभी को इसका प्रचार और प्रसार किया जाएगा कि जो हमारे फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ क्या है, डेट हमारे कर्तव्य क्या टुवर्ड अवर नेशन, then citizen develop the feeling of national responsibility. Then the citizen will feel the fundamental duties are the national responsibility, like while there is a national anthem is sung, we are stood in the attention position and we give respect. Okay, so as it is follow the our fundamental duties, it is also our national responsibility. And also by this we can spread the international brotherhood and just an exploitation free society, यानी कि शोषण मुक्त समाज की हम रचना कर सकते हैं. Okay, so this is the third about the directive principle of the state policy. I will teach you later. Okay, and from this is the first and the second part video, whatever that I have taught, I will send you the PDF of this textual question answer. So you have to write and must prepare and read 1 2 time, and please read this video 2 or 3 times. Okay, bye bye, take care.